back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back.
Trying to bring the energy. Bring the energy up.
Welcome to the Cavalry.
Whoa!
Episode 126, is it?
I think so.
Oh, boy. We've been at it. Well, we're a couple of old dogs.
Grizzled
old pros.
Old pros, you know? Just killing the podcast game now. We should start a class, like a master class. To teach people how to maintain an irrelevant podcast for over 2 years.
Yeah, but we got our diehards.
No, we got our diehards, and thank you for listening. Thanks for joining. I am a little tired. I had did a big corporate gig last night in Seaside, Oregon.
How far is that?
Yeah, it's only like an hour and a half. But I just didn't sleep great.
Drive?
Yeah. But I stayed overnight because it's like a windy highway road, and we have a headlight out in the Prius. I don't want to drive, with one headlight. And, like, I tried to get it fixed, but then at the oil change place, they were like, it's an electrical problem. You're going to have to take it to the dealership. I was like, okay, so we're just never going to – we're just going to –
So we'll be getting warning after warning after warning from cops.
It'll just be one headlight for the rest of our lives. I guess I guess we just won't drive at night. We'll figure it out. People do that. They get old. They stop driving at night. That's us.
That's fine. That's acceptable. Yeah.
I wouldn't even. People say take it to the dealership. I don't even know what that means. I've never taken a car to the dealership.
Oh God, I have. Well, I did. I have since I got to the Prius, because now it's like, oh, we don't. This is weird. This is a
really
hybrid issue.
Oh, yeah. See, that's how they get you.
So
you've had to take it in already, the Prius? I mean, other than I remember the tire debacle.
What was the tire debacle?
When your wife almost died on the highway?
Oh, yeah, to get new tires, yeah. Yeah, when my wife did a 180 twice. Oh, that's right. That's right. And then I bought 19 60-pound sandbags.
Yeah.
The guy at Home Depot recommended I not put them all in my car to get them home.
You're like scraping the back bumper on the way home. Yeah, it was a pretty fun gig, but God, it doesn't matter. This is what I wanted to vent about, because this is one I booked all on my own, just through that dumb website, and so it was all on me.
What's the dumb website?
The Bash. You're on there.
Oh,
right?
Sure. Yeah.
You're the one who kind of pep talked me into staying on
I
the
love
Bash.
it. I get a lot of work from the Bash.
Yeah.
I still call it Gig Masters though.
I respect their identity. They want to change. I'll call people whatever they want to be called. You want to be the Bash now? You're the Bash.
You're the Bash. Okay.
Not like Johnny. He's
like that.
His mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. But what I was gonna say was, you got to tell him. So I was being really smart. I was like, we need lights. It's got to be a good sound system. I need a mic and a mic stand. I need someone to introduce me. I need someone to come up after the show. Like, you have to tell them everything. You know this. Like, I need someone to come up after the show and say.
That is one detail I always forget.
Right. I was so proud of myself.
All right, thanks everybody. God damn it.
And then there's no music. You just quietly.
Everyone just watches me as I walk.
And they immediately
and then to the back.
And they immediately turn on all the lights, and it just you're just this. All the illusion is gone, all the mystique of it. And so then there's one thing I forgot though. So they were talking about the order. It was an awards thing, and then it was like, we'll do comedy after the awards. And I was like, you don't want to do the comedy first? And then you could do your awards, because then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, people are going to want to stick around to see if they win. And they're like, nah, a lot of people leave for the awards part, so we think people are more likely to stick around for the comedy. I was like, okay. And then sure enough, they do an intermission between
awards and you?
Yeah. And they're like, all right, in 10 minutes, we're going to start the show. And then at 7 o'clock, the guy just starts wandering up there, and there's nobody in the room. The lights aren't done.
No.
And I'm like, he's going to give him a warning. And I was like, I didn't tell him to go give him a 5-minute warning, but I was like, God, I should have told him. But I bet he's not so stupid. He's not just going to go up there and bring me up. And sure enough, he's like, okay, folks. And he just starts reading the introduction. Your comedian that I had to write him, your comedian tonight has been on Conan or whatever. And then he introduces me, and I go up there, and I had all these I was like tailoring jokes for the event. And I had all, and they just nobody, it was just nobody was listening. Nobody heard me. It was torture.
God.
But then they got the lights down. And they hit.
And it's not even your fault, though.
No, I know. And I got him back. And then once I just started my set, then it was fine, and it was like a regular show. It was actually a fun show, but it's man, it's no matter how hard you try to give them all the details, you can't assume anything.
Yeah.
There is no common show business sense. People just don't get it.
You ever have it where you don't give them an intro, or you forget, you don't give them an intro, and then they go up there and they're like, all right, everybody, get ready. We're going to do comedy. When Johnny was in college, he was the funny guy. And then he went to Second City where he learned. It's just no. Just, they don't,
skip ahead. Skip ahead. Yeah. They and they always find some version of your bio that's not even current. It's because when you first start in comedy, you try to write a jokey one, Andrew never lights the stage on fire due to rage, and they're reading it so serious, and you're like, oh God, I don't even remember when I wrote that.
He next week he'll be appearing on Fox's Laughs. Okay, oh.
Oh my God.
Oh well.
Yeah. So, but it was overall it was a pretty good gig. So.
That's good.
But the bash, man, I don't know about you, but this was a good one. But everything since this one that's been coming my way, it's all 12-person birthday parties, retirement center, 11 a.m. All of them scream no money to me. So I haven't seen a tasty one.
Oh, you mean offers that come into you?
Yeah, it's stuff you don't even want to bid on because you're there's just no way.
Yeah, that's just going to block out my schedule if I take this. Yeah. Yeah. I did, I was at the Milwaukee Improv, which I don't know why they even call it that. It's the Brookfield. All of those are all in the suburbs. The Chicago Improv is in Schaumburg, not even in Chicago.
Okay.
It's essentially, it's outside Milwaukee. I mean, it's close enough, but.
Is it connected with the other improv? Is it a levity club or connected with
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's, I don't know where the Booker's she doesn't live in Milwaukee. But anyway, so I was there that weekend, but this past weekend when I was there, and it was a last minute thing. They obviously had a fallout, so that was sweet to get. But it was the big run for my training schedule. So Saturday I ran 20 miles.
I saw that.
And then I did 2 shows, and I mean, it was fine, but I felt like I was walking up there looking like an old man who shit his pants.
It is odd, I feel sometimes I feel I'm aware of how it sounds when I'm criticizing your running addiction. And that's defensiveness because I think I should run more. Obviously I could use to be more of a runner. I get that. Let me get that out of the way. There's some self-awareness. Sure. It's the big fat guy going, "Oh, you look like you're too skinny," But when you run 20 miles, and I get it, you're trying to prepare for a marathon, right?
Yes. Yeah. I did not want to, but it was on the schedule, and I just.
Why? What is the you don't feel good after, you don't
Correct.
like how you look. What's
the point?
So it's all just to run the marathon. It's just so you can run a marathon.
Yes.
And then
I am telling myself, mark my word, we have it on. We're putting it on wax. After this Chicago Marathon.
Bullshit. God damn.
I will not run more. I will do half marathons only.
This sounds so pathetic. This just sounds like a gambler. After this one, I'm going to win my money back, and then I'm just never going in the casino again. Maybe I'll play a little slots every once in a while, but no table games.
No more marathon, because it's the training that's such a beast. Like this 20-mile was like unenjoyable. It took almost 4 hours. I mean, that was literally my Saturday. Was that I was like, okay, the kids and Aaron went apple picking, and like had this nice day.
Look at this.
While I'm just
look what you're doing to yourself,
sweating.
And it's all voluntary. It's not like
I know. I don't have toenails. I got like toenails that are like just like coming off. It's awful.
It literally is addict behavior. Look at this. You're missing This is what a drug addict would do. They would skip out on apple picking with their family to do something that harms their body, that causes them to lose toenails, all in pursuit. You look all strung out afterward.
Yeah.
You're all sweaty, and I saw that picture of you laying on the grass.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
You
might as well be on meth.
Yeah. Maybe I'll switch. I will, but you heard it here first. I will not, unless I get into the New York Marathon. You got to do that. If you get into the New York Marathon, you got to do it. But you know what? That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Why wouldn't it happen?
Because it's so hard to get into.
Well, how do they?
You have to like volunteer or save a hospital or something like to get in. If you're not like, I don't know. I'm not doing any of that.
You have to save a hospital?
Well, you can they'll be like, oh, you didn't get in, but if you want to do, 45 hours of community service, you can join part of a service team.
It's like getting into college or something.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
All right. Well, that I believe. That's more believable. But I do think you will do another marathon after this one. I don't believe.
I don't think so. Because I got Madison under my belt and Chicago.
What about Boston?
I would never. You have to be able to run a 3-hour marathon to qualify to get into Boston.
Oh, okay.
And there's no way.
What about the LA one?
I don't think I don't think this marathon is even gonna be. I think this will be slower than the Madison one because I did that in 4.5. There's no way.
I used to see the LA marathon. They would run on Sunset right by our apartment. That's my big
former guest Matt Knutson 10 times.
Matt Knutson, he's done it. Yeah, 10 times. So you wouldn't. Okay. I don't believe you, but
I forgot about LA. Yeah, maybe I do LA. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't think so. It's just such a my sister was talking. My brother-in-law did a marathon, and I didn't know that. I found that out, and I was like, "Are you kidding? That's crazy." And I talked to my sister. She's like, "Yeah, he did," and the training almost cost us our marriage. It's ridiculous.
The time, like you said, the time commitment. When you're single, I guess 4 hours doesn't sound like a lot, but when you got 3 kids and you're married, 4 hours on a Saturday. I mean, that's disastrous. And to do something you did,
and then plus you're just a piece of shit the next 2 days.
Right? Yeah, and it's all self-inflicted. You can't even be like, well, it's my job, honey. Okay, you like this house? You like this roof? You like this heat?
Yeah.
I gotta go out there and run. It's like, no, you don't.
Not only do you not get paid for it, you have to pay to do the marathon.
You borrowed money from me. To your submission fees. I'm gonna hit it big, okay? I'm gonna want this money. They're gonna pay me to run one day. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I should have mentioned this when you were talking about the Prius. This is, I did some. I'm pretty proud of myself for not taking it into the shop. Our car smelled like the van. Oh, this was the van, not the Prius, but it smelled like sulfur and just terrible. So I pulled out the air cabin filter myself.
Whoa.
Covered in mouse pee and mouse droppings.
Oh.
So I swapped it out myself.
That's great. YouTube? Did you look it up on YouTube or the manual?
No, I had to do it last winter. So I'm very familiar because mice get in there. But I haven't. See, here's the thing where I'm not smart enough. I'm not smart enough.
What are you bragging about now? You realize how stupid you would be if you did take it into the dealership? This problem literally happened last year. You know how to fix it. You know what it is. And you're like, you know what?
I wasn't expecting your follow-up question.
What are you bragging about, really? Hey, I did this thing I know how to do and was very easy the last time I did it, and I did it again.
Yeah, but I learned how to do it last year on my own. With
Okay.
probably
and you didn't get a
with
chance.
YouTube
I don't
videos.
remember you bragging about it last year, so this is your moment to
Exactly.
accept
So
some
I did it
praise.
again. But I have not, and I have looked up videos on how to prevent this from happening. Too complicated. I even bought the stuff you have to do, and I was like, nope, I threw it away. Because like you
That's
could put
weird.
like a mesh thing to prevent mice from getting into that part of your car, and
Yeah.
it's just too complicated.
That,
So I'll
yeah,
just keep
that,
getting
that must be a
new air filters.
Midwestern problem. That just sounds. There's certain regional things. I've never heard of that happening on the West Coast. I've
Yeah.
never
You
heard of
never heard of
any.
like mice chewing, like all of a sudden your wiper fluid doesn't work and then you take it to the shop and they're like, yeah, it's all chewed up.
Never
Like
heard of it.
animals chew up your.
Some things
Ugh.
just happen in the Midwest. It's like in Arizona or in Florida, people like have snakes all the time, and I'm like, I just can't imagine if I ever saw a snake, what I would do. I think like you just like when it's cold, maybe mice like being in the car when it's cold or I don't know.
Yeah, in the garages. Wait,
Yeah,
what is that? What would you equate to Portland? What do you guys have that?
that's the thing is I think that's why the Pacific Northwest is like that's why I don't know if it's like our personality types are so mellow or whatever because we don't have we have no extreme. We have like no extremes, really. I guess except for like, you know.
You told me you could get like you have to put snow tires on it and stuff.
I
That sounds
mean,
extreme.
we have less snow than like just about anywhere. I mean, we have less snow than in Portland. We get maybe 1 or 2 snow days a year.
So
You
you're just
know,
saying you guys are just like don't know how to handle nothing.
we just don't know how to handle nothing. Yeah. I mean, the only thing we know how to handle is like the long, extreme, depressing, grayness. That's what
Yeah.
can. That's what would get you if you came here. It's like the Midwest and the South, and maybe the East Coast. Their torture is like, ripping fingernails off or like tying you down and banging your toes with a hammer or something. If the torture in the Pacific Northwest is like that thing where they just sleep deprivate, they just keep you up all
They
night,
just drip,
or play like
drip.
loud music. Yeah, or the drip, just the slow drip on your forehead till you go crazy. That's what our
Yeah.
yeah. It's the long game here. You commit suicide eventually. That's how we get you.
Ugh.
There's no hurricanes. There's no snowstorms. You know, there's the wind. There's forest fires, but that's like out of town. You get the smoke, maybe. That's the worst of it, but that's it.
Ugh.
Would you have a problem with
Do you
that?
ever think about
Like
what?
the gray thing? Would that? It's weird to me. Some people like really like go, I can't believe you can do it. And I guess because I was born in Seattle, but it does not bother me at all.
I think it would bother me. I remember it bothering me when I went to Marquette, and I mean that's that's in Milwaukee. Like it would just be long stretches of just no sunshine, and it would affect me.
Mm,
I didn't
yeah.
like it.
Is it different in Milwaukee from Madison?
No,
The weather? No.
No,
You're just
no,
more
I
jaded
mean, it's
now.
what? It's like 80 miles away. Yeah, I'm just.
I think it's part of it's like you live in LA and you get your fill on sun for your whole life.
Yeah,
I'm good. Like I had so much sun
I think you're right.
and I'm like I'm good if it just stays fall blustery cold for the rest. I was thinking about it today because it was warm today in Portland. It was in the 80s. And I was like, this
Yeah,
is what I used to hate. Like it would be like October 31st. It would be like Halloween in LA.
yeah.
And it would be like 90 degrees. And like you'd see fire in the distance. And it's like there's no way, like we never had like AC or anything. So it was just
Yeah.
you're like, when is this shit gonna end? I just want it to be cold. I just want it to rain so bad. Like I would get so mad in October. I think it was in October that I finally agreed with Heidi. Like, yeah, let's move.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, Scott was telling me, my brother, he's out there and he was like, I guess they just had like some high, brutal heat days
yeah,
recently.
I saw that.
And he would talk to me. He'd be like, "Oh God, are you guys? Are you guys having like really hot days?" And I'm like, I don't think so. Oh no, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. No, definitely not. Ugh. Yeah, it's a little. I guess it's a little warm, and then I'm like, oh yeah, no, not upper 90s.
Yeah, man. I like it. I think I just like the rain, you know? It's good. It's good when it rains. People hate the rain or whatever, but it's like it's nice. I hate being. I don't like the desert and stuff because you go, where's this? I get freaked out. I'm like, where's the water coming from? Like everyone's just drinking water, spraying water around. You know, there's a fountain. I'm like, where is it all? Where are you guys getting
underground tunnel, right?
Huh?
It's all underground pipeways.
I guess. I don't know. Seems suspicious to me. So I like it when it rains, but that's me. I'm like Alanis Morissette.
Ooh, how
is that a music reference that I landed correctly?
Yeah, rain on your wedding day.
Oh no, who was like I only like it when it rains? Who is that?
Oh, yeah, that's a song. I don't know.
Oh shit.
I don't know.
All right.
You stumped me. I know the song. I just don't know who sings that.
I stumped the beans.
That's not Hole, is it? Courtney Love? I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
That's our new game. Stump the beans.
Leave a 5-star review and tell us if we are correct.
Oy, I have another pre-show discussion point.
Yeah, I was
have
just
you
gonna
ever?
Look up to see,
see, this doesn't work for you because I've been to your palatial estate, and your yard is too big, I think, for this to matter.
Yeah.
But it's today. I heard my neighbors in Greece, and so we heard running water in their backyard. So I was like, I better go back there and check. You know. Turns out,
just see if they left their hose on or something.
Yeah, or I don't know, a sprinkler was leaking or what. But it turns out the other neighbor on the farther side has a fountain now or something. That's where the noise was coming from. So, or they have a leak, but I don't know them, so who gives a shit? So, anyway, I got a glimpse of our house and our backyard from their perspective. And it's like a healthy thing to do because you never look at your own yard from the neighbors.
From your neighbors.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I know the other neighbors well enough when they were out of town, they let Ginger go back there and pick their blackberries, right? So I would go on their side and look in our backyard. And both times I was kind of appalled. Like,
why?
Oh, wow. When we're in our backyard and we're looking at our neighbor's yard, it's like, yeah, we live in this really nice neighborhood. What a nice... And then, like, looking from their yard into ours, like, oh, man, we got to clean this shit up.
Oh, it just looks dumpy.
Toys everywhere, and I didn't finish the side of the shed we don't see. I didn't finish.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that. Yeah. Are you going to do that? It's like in a skinny alley, though, right?
I know, so I just have to do it with a brush. I just have to do it. I realize now, I was, like, kind of like, why would I do it? As you can't really see back there. But from their perspective, I can see how it might bother you. They're like the only people in the world it affects. And so I'm like, I should probably finish.
Well, that's a nice thing to do. They'll know it's specifically for them.
Yeah, because they made a comment too. So they'll definitely know.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Specifically because they told me to.
Hey, way to go, Andrew. Almost done.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We have... Aaron wants to sand and paint the cabinets because like all the cabinets in our kitchen are all just like wood, whatever. They're like this. What is it? Like they look like this, just regular wood.
Yeah, I'm familiar with what wood looks like, but thank you for holding up.
Anyway, you're
example.
welcome. That's for our YouTube followers.
But I like how dumb you think I am, where I haven't seen wood cabinets before. You know, like a tree, right?
I just saw that in front of me.
But it doesn't.
Like, here's a reference.
It doesn't have the bark on it or anything. They've taken that off, and they've cut it, but it still looks like the tree.
Smooth. It is smooth.
But it's smooth, and they've tinted the color a little bit to be a little okay. I think I.
All right, so you do get it. So
yeah.
So a long time ago, she's like, we should sand them and paint them white.
Wait. This counts as appliance talk. I think this is close enough. So go ahead.
Okay, I didn't know cabinets were appliances.
Not really, but they're near the appliances. It might be as close as we get. So there you go.
This is our new segment, kitchenware talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, she said that about our fireplace and our mantle because it's a wood And she was like, I think we should sand it and paint it. And I was like, babe, I think you're going to ruin our house and we're going to have to move. That's just stupid. You don't mess with wood because you can't undo it, right?
Right. That's true. That's true. Once you paint it.
Once you paint wood, it's painted.
It's painted.
So she did the fireplace and it looks, I admit it. I was like, okay, you win. I was wrong. It looks better now. Good job. And she did it all herself. So it looks great. So then I'm like, all right, fine. Let's do this. I don't know when we're going to have time. We have 3 kids. It's not going to work. She was like, all right, just take them off. Take the cabinets off the hinges, and it'll force us to sand them and paint them.
Yeah.
They have been off for about 4 months. We just don't have cabinets in our kitchen for no reason. We thought that would motivate us to hurry, but we just don't have cabinets. They're all in the living room stacked up against the wall, and they have been for literally 4 months.
But maybe you're onto something. Maybe people don't need. Why do you need cabinets?
No, it looks like something's wrong. I mean, it looks like a hoarder's house because you're seeing everything. You're seeing coffee cups.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you should just do one. Just do one. You have the easels.
The plan
in the garage.
is to do them all. Why would we just do one? I mean,
well, I'm saying just get yourself started. Just sand one in the garage tonight or something.
Oh God,
it'd take you 10 minutes.
Not gonna happen. No, it won't. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you have an electric sander?
No.
Oh, you gotta get an electric sander. That's gonna make this job so much easier.
But she said that's what I said because we have our whole bedroom set upstairs. When we were living in Waukesha, I sanded it with. I had a power sander, and it's the worst thing. And I swore I would never, ever in my life ever do that again. It was the most awful experience. It's just terrible because it's uneven. It takes forever, and to do that with all the cabinets. And she was like, no. All you have to do is just sand it with sandpaper to get it rough, so that it holds the paint. You don't have to sand off the finish. You just have to get it rough so it holds the paint.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be so just do it.
Oh God.
You want to know why you're not doing it? You want to know why you have no time? It's not the kids.
Why?
It's your marathon addiction. You're running 20 miles.
That's a valid point.
You're gonna have to pick. Do you either want cabinets or do you want to run marathons? You can't have both.
Marathon.
Oh, well, there you go.
I just picked.
Yeah, you literally have picked the last 4 months. You've been picking marathon over cabinets.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I got some wood talk.
Ooh, let's do wood talk. Wood talk.
Well, I refinished our back deck. It's a weird time. I literally waited all summer. I think you're supposed to do this at the beginning of the summer, but I wanted to make sure I was done painting before I refinished the deck because there was paint specks on the deck. So I was like, I don't want to refinish the deck, get more paint on the deck, and then be pissed off. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So we also have some deep gouges in some of the boards, the decking, because the previous owners never did this, and so it the wood was just rotting away, and so a lot of them have pretty deep gouges in the. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be really thorough this time. I'm gonna get some wood filler, and they make this stuff. You can fill it, and it.
Is it like hard. A putty, or what is wood filler?
It's like putty, but you mix it with a hardener at the last second, and then you have 10 minutes to basically scrape it and before you sand it, because the putty gets super hard like wood, and then you can sand it just like wood. But it's I can tell the chemicals are rough because I didn't wear a mask the first day I was doing it.
Oh,
and then the next morning I woke up with a bloody nose. I swear to God. I was like, oh my God, this stuff is probably so cancer causing. So I wore.
Have you done that before? Have you used wood filler before?
No, I never do it. And that gets me to the second part of my story, which is I definitely did something wrong because I figured it would look kind of like wood. I mean, you showed me earlier what wood looks like. I figured this wood filler. Yeah, take it. Refresh my memory. What wood? Yes, like that.
Yeah, wood. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like wood. And I figured like it wouldn't match the deck perfectly because like, there's different grains and colors of wood and stuff, but it would be
Yes.
close enough to where it would still look better than having gouges in the thing. But it does not. Once I sanded it down to make it smooth, it was like bright white. And then the rest of the deck has been stained in previous years to be more of a darker, brown. So then I was like, well, maybe it'll absorb the stain so much that no. Now my deck looks like it has blonde highlights, like streaks, it looks like a surfer's hair, like a California.
So it's like long running gouges that you fill in with
yeah,
the
and so I put streaks in my deck. I put highlights in my deck.
And there's no way.
I don't know what to do except I guess I could selectively paint, those boards, or I was thinking next year I'll get a really dark stain to just do it again, and maybe it'll look a little better, but I think I screwed up. I'll send you a picture. It looks pretty stupid.
Do you stain composite, or is that not something like decks that are made of composite?
Oh no, I don't think you do anything to those. I think that's the point. They'd last forever, and you don't have to do.
I think ours is composite, or at least that's what I'm going to assume.
Yeah, I don't have to worry. I don't know. I've never had it. Like the Trex or whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if you're using wood filler, I think what you're supposed to do, there must be a trick to it. I think you're probably supposed to mix the stain into the putty or whatever, the filler, before you apply it so that it dries darker. I have no idea. There weren't instructions on the box, so that was it.
Huh.
Be careful out there if you're using wood filler. That's my point. If you're listening,
there you
go.
Hear
my voice and you're thinking about using wood filler, it might give you a bloody nose, and you're going to put highlights in your deck.
Did you wear a mask?
I did the second time, yeah. So hopefully the cancer did not take.
Well, do you want me to read before we get into our backups? Would you like to? I'd like to read our 5-star review.
Whoa, yeah.
And we have to back up a
Hell
fan.
Yeah. Who?
Are you ready? Who? What's that?
Who?
A fan.
Oh, a fan. Okay.
It's Kyle.
Oh,
okay. Kyle McClure. Here we go. These boys, and I have not read this ahead of time. I just, while you were, I looked up that we had one. Okay. Oh, wow. This is long. Okay, here we go. Ready? We love you, Kyle. These boys keep the funny coming every week. This show is worthy of its 5-star reviews. That being said, I know I may not be able to be backed up here, but hear me out. My wife planted a garden, and she sent me out to the store to buy manure to put on it, which I'm pretty sure is poop. It is.
Checks out.
We also had a rabbit, and a friend suggested that we use the rabbit droppings to help fertilize the garden too. Since I saw a pattern of putting poop on the garden, I thought I would kill 2 birds with 1 stone with what I thought was a brilliant idea. We got a 3rd dog recently. Okay. All right. That's not where I thought it was going.
I thought for sure it was going somewhere else.
We got a 3rd dog recently, and I'm convinced it is mentally retarded as it won't stop pooping in the house. Okay, so I put the dog poop in the garden as well, and when my wife saw me doing it, she asked me what I was doing, and then she said to me she was immediately grossed out, and everyone stopped eating their salads from our garden. What I need backup on... I don't think you're going to get it either here, Kyle. What I need backup on was my way of thinking wrong? I realize it's nasty, but I thought that I was really helping making our garden something that would win us some ribbons at the state fair. I'm not asking you to be backed up for using dog poop in the garden, although feel free. I'm only asking for backup in the sense that it was only reasonable to think that dog poop would be okay. Also, my wife says I sound like the devil when I get on the dog for pooping in the house. That being said, she almost sounded like the devil when she saw me putting the dog poop in the garden. All right, I'll let you go first, Andrew.
I think where I need to start, and again, we love you, Kyle, but he's calling his dog mentally retarded, but he's the one putting dog poop on the arugula. I mean, that's rich. No, I'll back him up. I mean, in the sense that the logic holds. Like you're like, I've smelled manure, of course, before. Like you're driving by a big farm or something. When you smell it,
Yeah.
it smells like shit. It is literally shit. Like it's poop of different animals. So why would dogs poop be any less healthy for the garden than rabbits or whatever else?
Yeah.
I mean, the logic is there. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure there's like somebody could get on here and tell us why that it's not good for the garden, but I can see it. I can see it.
I think that was a good save when he said, "I'm not asking for backup to put dog shit, but just like that my thinking."
Stop eating salads.
Well, here's the thing. Everyone immediately put their forks down. But here's the thing. I've talked about this with Erin and her mom. Her mom's a garden expert, and like our compost pile, like it's all about like
Oh yeah.
What about putting dog shit in a compost pile?
Is that
different or is that the same?
I don't know.
What?
And okay, so see, I'm even more backup for Kyle because I'm pretty sure I've done that. I'm pretty sure I've put like Trudy's dog poop in a compost pile, thinking that one day it will all beautifully, stitch together and be like healthy soil or something.
Yeah.
So maybe we're the idiots. Maybe you are. Maybe you can use. Maybe something has to happen to the dog poop first. Maybe it needs to be like aged or mixed in with like.
I don't know. There's something about horse poop. That's on my honey-do list is to go to a farm and get horse shit for our compost because she's like, that's what activates your compost. You got to put the horse poop in and then flip it with a pitchfork. So this weekend I flipped our.
What is it about? Like horse poop is so much more like acceptable just all over the world. Like, horses just shit as they walk around, nobody like.
Yeah, but even when it comes out, it looks like a pile of mud, like.
Yeah, it looks
dirt
like grass.
and mud and soil.
Yeah.
Dog shit looks like shit. Like a little mini person shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. So trust your instincts when you're thinking about putting poop on your garden. Make sure the less it looks like human poop, the better, I'd say. Because that's
but you said garden. Like garden's different than a compost.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't
supposed
think.
To put horse shit right on your garden on top of your tomatoes?
I thought fertilizer was like there's shit in it, but it's mixed with a bunch of stuff, and then you put fertilizer on. But is manure? Manure is just straight horse poop, or is that mixed with stuff?
I think that's just horse poop.
And
a couple experts here on Garden Talk.
I don't know, man.
People do what?
They put it straight on crops and stuff, right? Just manure.
I don't know. Should have my mother-in-law call in.
Yeah, we should. But let's be honest, we were both thinking the same thing. When he said, I figure I could kill two birds with one stone, I thought he was going to be like, so we got rid of the toilet.
Drop trowel.
We all just shit in the garden. I did that one. Did I ever tell that story? We were trying when we were little kids and I would my best friend Jason, we'd go over to his house and he had this neighbor. We in our head we built up this thing. He was like evil, I think his name was Lee or something, but it was his back neighbor. Yeah. And we were like, oh man, we got to get Lee. What are we gonna do? So we were trying to make I don't know what we were thinking. We were just trying to make the grossest. We had this like bucket, right? And we'd put in like garbage and dirt and mud, and we're just like the grossest stuff we could find,
Yeah.
And then we were like, what's the grossest thing we could put? And we were gonna, I don't know if we're gonna throw it at him or make him eat it, but something we were never actually going to do. But in our heads, we were like little kids, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, so what's the grossest thing we could put in there? And obviously, it's human shit, right?
Yeah.
So everybody was like, go home, take a dump, somehow bring it back, and we'll put it in this, you know. And like, it was that thing where everybody was like, we said that, and then everyone went to do it, and then they all came to their senses and were like, well, I'm obviously not going to actually do that. Except for me. I actually brought it back. And they were all horrified. Like, what? I can't believe you did that. And I was like, well, we said we were going to do that. What was it called? Pig soup. Pig soup. We were making pig soup. That's what we were calling it.
Oh, God. So then did you eat it?
No. I don't know what happened to it, but I think I got in trouble. I think like they told on me. I can't remember. Hard to live that one down. Anyway,
I told you the story about when we put shit on someone's porch.
No.
And I shit in the bag before we drove there. That's lesson learned.
That's like did you light it on fire? Like what's the Adam Sandler thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go through with it? Like you did the whole deal?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what happened?
I don't think they answered the door. It was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, burned their house down. He died in his sleep. It's not exactly what we were going for, but
I think it just kind of like burned for a little bit and then it kind of went out. And we're like, they'll probably step on it tomorrow.
Wait, and you used human shit for that?
My shit.
Your shit. See,
I shit in like a lunch bag at my house. Oh. And then we all got in the car with my bag of shit and drove to their house. Like, God, roll the window down. Huh?
Was it a plastic or paper bag?
No, it was a paper like.
No. Oh, God. Why? Were plastic bags unavailable? Oh, because you have to light it on
plastic
fire.
bags?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you got to light it on fire. And who, like.
Okay, I forgot. No. I forgot. Of course. The genius prank wouldn't have worked in a plastic bag.
Trying to be environmentally sound here.
Yeah, I think in like Happy Gilmore, doesn't he, or Billy Madison, they use dog poop. I'm pretty sure they just get dog poop and do that.
Yeah, I think that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you wanted to step it up.
Yeah.
Push the envelope.
It was basically a prank on us. Like, we got the punishment because we had to drive in a car for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Smelling my shit.
You took the brunt of that. Okay. Any other pre-show? We did Wood Talk. We got Kyle backed up. I think we're backing up Kyle.
Yep.
More than I thought.
Well, what do you need backup on?
Okay. All right. So like I said, I had this this corporate gig last night, and it was in Seaside, Oregon. Now, it's a beautiful. The whole Oregon coast is very beautiful, naturally. Okay.
Naturally.
But, the nature of it is very beautiful. Some of the towns, a little dated, past their prime. There's definitely beautiful homes, and some areas are very upscale, but it's just interesting to me. And I think I've this is what I need backup on. If you've got an establishment like a rental house or a hotel or a restaurant, and you're on the beach or you're on the lake, but you're on the water, you're coasting on your geography, and it's never as nice as a place that has to operate just in on land that doesn't have water to build up its bona fides.
Are you talking about like rental places, places
like a house, let's say there's an Airbnb, right? And it's like a house, but it's on the lake. Yeah. They don't care if the kitchen is dated or if the TVs work or if the towels are clean. They don't give a shit because they're like, we're on the lake. Try it. There's only so many of us, we don't care if you leave a bad. You got to do it. You want the lake house?
Yeah.
We got it. And so the quality is always lower at that place than if you just find some random house, in a cul-de-sac somewhere. That's going to be like immaculate because they're trying to compete with the whole world,
Right.
Oh,
I totally back you up. In fact, that's like where we stayed for Green Lake for our family reunion. But not only is it like they don't care and it's like shittier than if it was like a standalone place without the lake as the appeal. Yeah. They sell it as like, it's charming. The door's off the hinges, just like grandma's. Remember, it's charming.
Yeah.
Like, no, you got to get that shit fixed.
Yeah,
like paint
the beds,
the house.
It's the same beds as it was in 1946. Right. It's not a perk. I can feel the spring, each individual coil. Mm-hmm. Like I was in, even the hotels are like, they're fine, but they just don't. You go to a hotel now, like any new hotel, like even like. I mean, everything above like Super 8, Motel 6, but like Holiday Inn Express or, Hampton Inn. A new one, they got like, it's nice. It's like nice, big, clean beds. Like, you can really count on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it's on the beach or if it's on a lake, the place I was staying at, it was not like cheap. It was, it wasn't expensive either. I think it was like $150 or something. They were renting DVDs in the lobby.
I saw your tweet.
They were renting DVDs in the lobby. Like what? Where? And I realize I'm a hypocrite because I sell DVDs after my shows. But what planet are they? Do they think we are on that anyone's going to go to them and pay them money to rent a DVD?
You should have tried to sell them one of your breakfast deals.
Yeah, I should have just put one up there and seen. Like, give me a commission. I want 10% every time this gets rented.
10 cents every time this gets rented.
You know how they had them separated too? This was weird. How do you think
by genre?
What's that?
Genre?
No, that
alphabetical.
Wasn't. What'd you say?
Alphabetical?
Nope.
By lead rating. Actor?
By rating.
Rating.
So they had G, PG, PG-13, R, okay. And then on the top shelf there was another shelf that said I don't know. I was like other than R or everything. So I was like, oh, that's gonna be like the porno. They just have the porno out on the same thing. And I looked at it, but it wasn't porn either. It was just like other movies. It was very strange. It's like
foreign films that don't follow the rating system.
Yeah, I guess there's just unrated stuff that wasn't rated. I don't know, or old. I don't know what it was, but not porn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was tough.
Did you try? Were you like, here's $5, any 5 off the top shelf?
That would be funny. I was like, do you have any porn DVDs to rent? And they're like, no, sorry. It's like, all right, what's your Wi-Fi password? I guess I'll just settle for the...
All irritated. Ugh.
I guess I'll just settle for the entire human history of pornography. Jeez.
Jeez, you guys.
God, get with it.
I guess I'll just have access to anything I can imagine.
Oh, man. I will. Then that's true, too. Like, I'll back up like no one's even asking me to, but sometimes I've seen this point made several times now. So if you're thinking of making this point, you can save it. People have already made the point. But they're like, oh, wow, now I have to have Disney Plus and HBO Max and Discovery Plus, and I have 15 and Hulu. I have 15 different streaming services. Somebody should just bundle them all together and charge me one monthly rate, and we could call it cable, right? A lot of people have made that argument that we had cable, we got away from cable, now it's like back to cable again.
All right.
Okay. But the difference is, and I will defend the streamers just because I'm just like...
You'll defend what? Streamers?
The streaming people. Like Disney Plus, right? I'll defend Disney Plus. The difference is, in 1992, when you paid for the Disney Channel, it was, you just watched what they had on. That was it. Disney Plus, I literally have I can talk into a remote and just say Pinocchio, and boom, 2 seconds later, the movie's on. It's incredible. I don't think we're very jaded as a society right now, and we talk about how bad everything is all the time. But can we just take like a second and recognize how amazing it is that anything that pops into my head, I can say it into my remote, and we can watch the whole movie perfectly. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's so much better.
I totally, yes, I'll back that up. And it's funny because like people reminisce and be like, oh man, it takes away the experience. We'll never have the experience. But like, that's rose colored glasses because the experience like was shit. Oh, rewinding a video. You missed that.
Walking around the video store and like arguing and you know, getting ripped off and renting some piece of shit that you thought might be good because you recognize the actor, but you don't even finish it because it sucks. Yeah, if you everyone who's nostalgic for the movie rental store experience, if you just took away all their streaming stuff and said no, you can still watch movies, you just have to go to the store and go in there and rent it from a guy and have an account. You have to start an account and have an account. And if you don't get the thing back in 3 days, you have to pay more fees. They would shoot themselves. They would pull out a gun and shoot themselves in the face. That's the worst part.
Like a bit of an overreaction, but that's what would happen.
I'm underreact. That is actually what would happen. No, but like that's the biggest thing people have memory hold. They just absolutely do not remember is the stress of returning the tape or the DVD, like getting it back. And then if you don't, you have all these fees. I think I told you there's this one video store here in Portland, and Heidi, for out of nostalgia, wanted to go in and rent some movie that's like one of the 8 movies in the world that are not available on some sort of streaming service.
Yeah.
And when she went in there to do it, there was fees, like these decades-old late fees, and she paid them. So she had to pay like $180 to rent this movie, and we could have just never gone there again. But she did it because then they like guilted her into it.
That's a lot of money in late fees.
Yeah. Well, it
we have a library book.
You know, I'm sure they just were never returned, whatever it was.
Yeah, you'd think at some point they'd be like, okay, you have $40 in late fees, you own it, we'll stop adding interest. We have a library book that was like, oh yeah, $26. That's how late it. Like, do you know how long you have to have a library book to accrue $26?
We would bring Ginger to the library, and it was fun at first. And I was like, oh yeah, pick out some books. It's as many as you want. It's free. You know, it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then I kind of stopped. I discourage it now. Of like, it's like we'll go to the library and have fun, but it's like I don't want to check anything out, because the second it comes into the house, it's like this doomsday countdown timer that I have in my head. Yeah. Like, where are the books? Where are they? Are they getting mixed in with all the other books? Am I gonna have to go? Because we have like 10,000 books now of kids' books, and it's like. I'm like, where are they? Where are they right now? Should we just put them? I'm like, don't even get them out of the bag. Just leave them in the bag by the door, and I'll take them back.
I'll take them back tomorrow morning.
Don't even take them out. I'm so stressed out about getting fees.
Do you know that if you lose a library book, you can't just buy it on Amazon and take it back to them? They like add a fee to get it into their system with a sticker. So it's like,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Ugh,
not good.
Get you.
Not good. All right, man. What do you need backup on?
All right, I'll make mine quick.
I looked at my watch, but I didn't mean to do that. To suggest you had.
No, I just looked at the corner. How long we've been going? Although that's how long we've been on this. Whatever. Anyway, so adults throwing birthday parties for themselves.
Ooh.
I think we can. I think we can go ahead and knock that shit off. If you want to have a party, have a party. You know, we don't need a We don't know. We need to pretend that anyone gives a shit that it's anyone's birthday, right?
Yeah. So you're saying if you want to have a party, throw just any party.
Just have a party. Just have people over. You don't have to be like, hey, it's I'm turning 53. If everyone I know could come and act like I'm 7 and bring a gift and we'll
because it really is it's the exact same thing as an adult. It's like, it's all stuff you would have done anyway. It's like we're gonna go out for dinner, or we're gonna have people over the house and have a barbecue, or we're gonna go golfing or whatever. But also, it'd be cool if you brought me some presents.
Yeah, I'm the center of attention.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's more like if you invite someone to just a night out for no reason, it's more complimentary. Like, oh wow, you really, that's nice. You really want to hang out. Oh, it's this obligation.
Yeah,
so
I'm with you.
This is what traditionally people do.
What about for like the big, like my friend Sean is turning 40, and they're having a big weekend in Portland, but it's like he's not throwing it for himself. Is it different if someone's like throwing you a birthday party?
No, that's ridiculous. Sean is a grown man. He's 40 years old. He needs to say, guys, I'm an adult. This is of no significance.
Maybe it's just like an excuse though, because like you said, why not just do this? You could do this anytime. Just do so for instance, they're coming to this hotel. It's just outside of Portland. It's kind of got like, I don't know if it's a resort, but it's just like there's a lot of stuff to do on the grounds or whatever. And then they're going to do Portland stuff all weekend and then go to Hood River on Sunday. And that's something you could have done anytime. You could have just gotten friends together like, hey, what if we went away for a weekend? Are you guys interested? But maybe the counter argument would be, but nobody ever does that. Like
they should.
I know, but we need these excuses to do stuff. Otherwise, you just live your whole life and watch TV, and never go out and do anything. Wow, that's why like anniversaries really don't matter. Like what's the point of an anniversary, But we need the excuse to kind of like
check back in with each other.
Yeah, and have a nice night out and all that kind of stuff.
I am fully aware that I may have a birthday party at some point in the future that we talk about as a pre-discussion point.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this, because I'm actually backing you up in the sense that for my own personality, I totally 100% agree. I honestly cannot remember the last. Oh no, I do remember the last birthday party I had was in L.A. and it was at Dave and Buster's. I wanted to go to Dave and Buster's. Heidi was like, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" I was like, "I want to go to Dave and Buster's." And then we just were like, "We're going," and then anybody who wants to come came.
Okay.
But that was the last birthday party. That was probably like 5 years ago, I would guess. And before that,
you were what, 31, 32?
32. Yeah, I suppose. I don't know the exact year. But then before I met Heidi, I don't think I'd had a birthday party since I was like 17. I honestly do not. I mean, I would have like my parents would like have a cake or something. It was usually rolled at my dad's birthdays around the same time, and so we like would roll it all together and do like one thing. And have dinner, but like an actual like where I invited my friends to go do something for my birthday, I do not. Once I started comedy, that kind of like, I was like, kind of out on that. But what about you? When was the last time you had a birthday?
Well, me and Aaron, like our birthdays are 3 days apart, so like we'll sometime now it's kind of nice because it'll be like an anniversary thing where it's like, oh, let's celebrate our birthdays together and go out or do something nice. So it's like, oh, we don't have to have a party, but I mean, when we were like in our 20s, we would do like joint parties where it'd be like, oh, we're having everyone over because it's our birthdays, so we're celebrating both our birthdays at this party. But
okay,
I may be wrong, but I think it's been
since you were in your 20s
since we did that. I think so. Yeah.
Man, yeah, you're for sure gonna have a big birthday party at your house pretty soon. I can feel it. Wait, when's your birthday again? Mine's
October
coming up,
15th.
Yeah.
October 15th.
October 4th.
That's right.
But I guarantee you I will not be having a birthday party because I'll be on the stupid ship.
Oh, yeah. We got to talk about that when you're going and coming back.
Well,
should we wrap this turd up?
Yeah, let's wrap this turd up and light it on fire. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
And put it in Kyle's garden.
Thanks.
All right. Leave a review. Do you got anything you want to plug?
Just that show in Chicago. So the Lincoln Lodge.
Oh, yeah, Lincoln Lodge. I've been hearing good things because I haven't done the Lincoln Lodge since they moved. And it's,
yeah,
I think it'll have fun.
It would be great if people bought tickets for that. That is November 3rd, Thursday. Oh, and also Laughs Comedy Club in Seattle. Good old Seattle. So I know there's some people from Seattle listening to this. October 21st and 22nd. Just squeezing that in. So I think this will be out before that.
Yes.
But that would be great. We want to have some people there.
Bub's in Germantown. Bub's Irish Pub in Germantown, October 7th. I think this is going to come out right before that, so that'll be good. All right. Leave a 5-star review. Thank you for listening to
The Cavalry.
The Cavalry.